I'm so excited for that. So what are you waiting for? So guys, as early as now, sign up for your 2021 Conquer event, which will happen on January 10, 2021, 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Manila time. So see you there, guys.
Yes, indeed. See you there, guys. Don't miss this event. But before we go on to that, let's have what I love to think is the most awaited part of our year-end recognition and celebration, our keynote speaker.
I am
Are you
excited
excited?
too, Therese. Yes, I am.
Yes. Oh, but I couldn't believe it when I learned that he's our featured speaker for today, given that he is so in demand, like all over the world, Link.
Right. And if you are a fan of motivational and empowering speakers, then you will jump for joy when you hear him speak.
Indeed, from that young boy in elementary school whose teacher said he was an educable but mentally retarded, ouch, to the blockbuster speaker ranked among the top 5 outstanding speakers in the world by Toastmakers International. He has won awards way too many to mention, right, Link?
Yes, but let me mention one of them. The Council of Peers Award of Excellence given by the National Speakers Association, which also gave him the Golden Gavel Award for Achievement in Leadership and Communication.
OMG, but let us not preempt your perception of him, you guys, for this is proof in his speaking.
It is with
Right?
great pride, yes, it is with great pride and honor that we'll welcome to Winsensity, the multi-platform, most sought after speaker, none other than Mr. Les Brown.
Yes, you guys, give it up. Woo!
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm so very glad and honored to be able to spend a few moments with you. Thank you, Link and Teresa. It's a plum-pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege to speak to all of you. I want to share with you that you have something special. You have greatness in you. I want you to think about your goals and dreams right now. And as you think about your goals and dreams, I want you to think about them in 3 categories. When I was your age, I used to be your age, but I'm 75 now. My kids said, Dad, why do you have this flat top hairstyle? I said, I saw a movie called House Party, Kid and Play, and I'm Kid. It makes me feel young. So I want you to think about your goals and dreams. And I want you to think about them in 3 categories. I want you to think about a personal goal, number 1. I was born in a poor section of Miami, Florida called Liberty City, in an abandoned building on a floor with my twin brother. And when we were 6 weeks of age, we were adopted. I feel like Abraham Lincoln, who said, all that I am and all that I ever hope to be, I owe to my mother. I'm here because of 2 women. One gave me life. The other one gave me love. And I wanted to, as a kid, I wanted to buy my mother a home. I remember my adopted mother, she worked so hard. She took in altogether 7 foster kids. I was among them. And then she adopted us. And I went with her to work on Miami Beach for wealthy families. And the reason that I went with her, the neighbors kept my brothers and sisters, but they said, Mamie, you're going to have to take Leslie with you. We believe he's a little touched in the head. So I went to work with my mother, and we were in these big, beautiful mansions, and I would see the big pictures and the chandeliers and the thick carpet. And I would say, Mama, and she said, what is it, Leslie? When I become a man, I'm going to buy you a big, beautiful home just like this. And she would say, oh, you don't have to do that. I said, I know, but you didn't have to adopt us either, but you did. And that was a passion and goal and dream that I had. I want to ask you, who is it that you love? Somebody that impacted your life, somebody that made you feel special and protected, that you wanted to do something for, to say thank you. for the role that they played in your life. I want you to think about that person, and I want you to think about something that you'd like to do for them. And so that which I wanted to do for my mother, I wanted to buy her home and pay all the bills. I don't believe that women should pay bills. A man, not a grown boy, but a man pays the bills and take on the financial responsibilities. So I said, Mama, when I become a man, I'm going to set you down. You will never pay another bill, and I'm going to buy your home. And that was on the personal level. Now I want to ask you on your financial level, what's your financial freedom number? It's very important to know that. Why, Les? Because when your finances are disrupted, it affects every area of your life. Since the coronavirus, we have over 40 million people that have lost their jobs just in the United States alone. We have millions of people that are being foreclosed on, millions of people that are facing evictions, and millions of businesses that have gone under, that have failed. And so knowing what your financial freedom number is very important, and it is better to have more money and not need it than to need it and not have it. I used to be so broke, I'd walk past a bank and trip the alarm. Look at Lake. The creditors would call the house, and my children would answer the phone and say, my daddy say he's not home. And sometimes I would try and disguise my voice. They would ask, I speak to Les Brown, please. Who's calling? You sound like Les Brown. Don't you go there, big boy. So I'm just playing, but I'm serious. So I want you to think about your financial freedom number. And once you have that number in mind, I want you to increase it, because you can do more. I found that most people fail in life not because they aim too high and miss. Most people did what I did. I didn't do what I'm doing now for 14 years because I was aiming low. And so you want to aim high. You don't know what you can't do. You want to become intelligently ignorant. According to the laws of aerodynamics, a bumblebee isn't supposed to fly because its little puny wings cannot hold it up hold the body up. But it does, because the bumblebee is intelligently ignorant. It doesn't know what it can't do. When I think about my beginning, born in an abandoned building on a floor, when I was in 5th grade, I was labeled educable, mentally retarded, put back from the 5th grade to the 4th grade, failed again when I was in the 8th grade, no college training, traveling around the world, changing millions of people's lives, doing something that I love doing, that I feel that's my calling. No one could have told me, given how I start out, if both my parents came in and interrupted this conversation, that I would have in my lifetime earned over $60 million doing something that I love. I don't know you, but here's what I know about you based upon my own experience. You have something special. You have greatness in you. You have the ability to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. When I see the host, Teresa and Link, and all of the top performers, and those of you that are watching this broadcast from around the world, I think about my beginning, and I say that you have something special. There's an entrepreneurial spirit in you. There is a energy in you that says, I'm supposed to have more. I'm supposed to be more. There's a calling in you. You're not mentally fit to work for a job. A job is what you get paid for. But a calling is what you are made for. And you are now needed more than ever. The pandemic has impacted people's lives around the world. And you are a messenger of hope. You give people a system and methods and techniques and products that will be a bridge from a life of depression and despair and loneliness to a life of accomplishment, to a life of collaboration, to a system that will allow them to become, as Mother Teresa would say, a pencil in the hand of God to create the next greatest version of themselves. You are a messenger of hope. And when there's hope in the future, that gives you power in the present. And so as you think about your personal goal, your financial goal, think about what your legacy would be. Horace Mann said we should be ashamed to die until we've made some major contribution to humankind. Mine is training speakers, teaching a person how to take their story, their accomplishments, and how to transform people's lives individually and collectively. What will you be known for? Most people, when they die after 2 or 3 weeks, all the conversations about them will cease. But there's something in you that you feel like, I think about Lion King, Simba, you are more than that which you have become. You know you are more than that which you have become. And that's why you've said yes to what you're doing now. That's why you said yes when many people will say no. There's something in you that said, no, I can do more than what I've been doing. There's something in you that says, no, I can have my dream. I remember the reality that our lives are always full of disruptions. I remember going to a doctor, Dr. Alfred Golson, who was a top oncologist at that time. And he examined me and he came in, had a very serious look on his face. He said, Mr. Brown? I said, yes, sir. He said, you have prostate cancer. That was a major disruption in my life. And I said, is there anything else? He said, yes, your PSA, which stands for prostate specific antigen, is 2,400. I said, so? He said, 1 to 4 is normal. I said, is there anything else? He said, yes. He said, cancer's metastasized to the spine in 7 areas of your body. I said, wow. He said, why are you smiling? I said, 7 is my lucky number. I said, I was born February the 17th with my twin brother, Wesley. I am one of 7 children. I know that Joshua marched around the walls of Jericho 7 times and Naaman dipped himself in the River Jordan 7 times. I said, 7 is my lucky number. He looked at his nurse and he said, this is a special one we got here. I said, could you give me another opinion? He said, yes. And you're ugly too. Wow. No, you didn't say that. You didn't call me ugly, did you? Oh, no. He said, but you got this. We determine the diagnosis. You and God determines the prognosis. I never tell my patients they're terminally ill. What I say to them that my knowledge, my abilities, and my skills have terminated. Now it's you and God to determine what the outcome will be. Wow. How we live our lives is a result of the story we believe about ourselves. And what he did and what you do, distract, dispute, and inspire. He distracted me from the story of fear that people have surrounding cancer, the most feared words in 7 different languages. I left his office not with a heart full of fear. I like what Zig Ziglar said. He said most people in a fearful situation, they forget everything and run. But he said there's another group, and this is who you are. This is the kind of leadership you have. They face everything and rise. And so I left there with a heart full of faith. I want you to write this down. Faith not tested can't be trusted. Now, faith not tested can't be trusted. You have miracle working power. You have the ability to help people who are in a dark space to come out into the light. You have the ability for people who are struggling and feeling depressed and saying, I can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. You have miracle working power. You have the ability to say, you are the light. Come on out. It's your time. Now what? That you help people to realize there's no excuse for living a small life. Life happens. My favorite book says, think it not strange that you face the fiery furnaces of this world. You will, not you might, you will have tribulations. Forrest Gump said that life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. That's all I got to say about that. Hey, stuff's going to happen to you. And don't tell everybody. 80% don't care. 20% glad it's you and not them. It's called life. Things are going to happen. So I want you to write this down. Now what? And so when you look at the now what, here's what we know. Miracles happen when you give as much energy to your dream and your new life and the next greatest version of yourself as you give to your fears and worries and feeling powerless. You see, where energy goes, that's where focus flows. When you focus on the things that you want to do, things happen that you can't anticipate, that these miracles begin to appear in your life. What do you mean by that? To me, miracles are things that God does for you, through you, as you, and you know it's not you. When major disruptions take place in your life, when you keep the faith, new relationships, new opportunities show up. And because of your faith, because of your belief in you, because of your willingness to create the next greatest version of yourself, you said yes to this opportunity. You said, yes, I'm ready to live my dream. You said, yes, I'm ready to live a larger life. Come on, somebody, help me. Well, listen, this is your time. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And so when you know that and you come from that place, let me share something with you. Eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor has entered the heart of mankind what God has in store for you. When I saw your energy and the people coming up who were celebrating their achievements, and those of you who were watching them and helping them to celebrate because you saw yourself in them, in your leaders, in the top performers. You know that what they have done and what they've achieved is not an exception, but it's an example of what you're going to do. The reason you were applauding them, you were glad for them, but you knew they better get a bigger stage next year because you're going to be up there. Come on, somebody. Give yourselves a round of applause. Well, oh, behave. Hello. So when you think about your goals and dreams, what do we need to do next? Well, number one is what you're already doing. You have leadership that has integrity and leadership that believes in the power of self-awareness. That it was a reason that Viktor Frankl, who wrote the book, Man's Search for Meaning, and he said, if you know the why for living, you can endure almost anyhow. Mark Twain said the two most important days in your life are the day that you're born, you realize why you were born. I say to you that what you're doing and why you're in this room, why you're watching online, is because this is your calling. A calling is what you're made for. You were made to do this. There are millions of people who need to hear your voice. Behind every voice, there's an energy signature. And there are certain people that's going to hear me. Certain people will hear Link. Certain people will hear Teresa. But there's certain people that when you speak, you're going to touch their heart. When you speak, you're going to get them fired up. Say, I'm fired up and ready to go. When you speak, their lives will never be the same again. Write this down. Stay the course. Stay the course. 65% of people in pursuit of their dreams, after X number of rejections and no's and people saying, well, what kind of scheme is that? Get rich scheme. They quit, they become discouraged, and they stop. Stay the course. It doesn't matter what other people say or do. Stay the course. What matters is what you do. Hold the vision. My favorite book says, I'll give you all your eyes can see. I was able to buy the home for my mother. I never forget when the real estate person was driving us around North Miami Beach. And I knew my mother would love this home that I had already identified and paid for her. And she said, whoa, what a beautiful home. Look at the waterfall in the front yard, Leslie. I said, Mama, you like that? She said, yes. I said, Shirley, I said, make a U-turn. Let's go back. I said, Mama, you won't believe this. I know the people who live there. She said, you do? I said, yes, ma'am. Would you like to go inside and see? She said, yes. I said, okay. Shirley, drive up to the driveway. She drove into the driveway and Mom was looking, saying, oh boy, this is so beautiful. I bet you a lot of rich people live around here. I said, yes, ma'am. So Mama was 78 at the time. I went out the car, I opened the door, I helped her out, and we were walking toward the house and she was holding my arms and she stopped and asked, Leslie, are you sure you know these people, boy? I said, yes, ma'am, Mama, I do. Okay. We got to the door, and when Mama was in the car, she said, if I lived in something like this, I'll feel like Mrs. Rockefeller. That's a wealthy family out of New York. And I put the key in the door and I opened it. I said, Mrs. Rockefeller, this is your home. She looked at me and said, Leslie, what are you talking about? I said, Mama, this is your home. I bought it for you. It's fully furnished. This is your home. She said, you didn't have to do this for me. I said, Mama, you didn't have to take us in as foster kids and adopt us either, but you did. She looked at me and she put her head in the door. She asked, anybody home? I said, Mama, there's nobody here but us. Come on in, Mama. And I stepped in front of her and I held her hand as she came in and she walked around and she looked and she said, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. No one could have ever told me that something like this would happen to me. And we both were crying and she looked at me. She said, you're such a problem child. I said, I know, but I got money now. People say money won't make you happy, but everybody want to find out for themselves. And so that was the happiest day of my life. I want you to get ready to do something special for someone that you love, because where you are and the skill set that you're developing And this community of empowered, collaborative, achievement-driven relationships will help you to accomplish that. I want you to think about what your financial freedom number is, because where you are now, the leadership that you have, this leadership will help you to accomplish that. This leadership has created systems, wealth creating systems that allows you to know that there's no secret to success. There is a system to success. This system, the relationships, the people, the challenges that you face, all of those things, they collaborate to help create the next greatest version of yourself. You have something special. You have greatness in you. Here's something else. It's very important. Take the time to work on your mind every day. Every day. Something that I'm doing this Christmas. I have a set of CDs called Choosing Your Future. And it's just for the mind, power for the mind. Things that I listened to. It's 29 years ago since Dr. Alfred Golson said, you have prostate cancer. Your PSA is 2,400. That stands for prostate specific antigen. I wrote down positively staying alive. And I'm still here. Hello. So as a Christmas gift from your leadership, I'm going to give you something called Choosing Your Future. Choosing Your Future. Just email me at lesbrown77@gmail.com. Choosing Your Future. Why? It's a whole set that has a value of $197. God has been good to me. I'm here because of his grace and mercy. And it's the best work that I've done. I feel blessed to be able to speak to you right now. Here's something else I want you to write down. As you think about your goals and think about your dreams, make your move before you're ready. I've come to know that there's value in walking by faith and not by sight. There's some things that you can do eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor has entered the heart of mankind what God has in store for you. Decide now. Don't wait till 2021. No. Decide now to make your move before you're ready. Decide now. Visualize and see yourself as a top performer. Decide now, seeing yourself now, going across the stage. Now, people applauding your achievement. Now, living your dream. We are taught to call forth those things that be not as though they were. To walk by faith and not by sight. This is your time. Understand and stand in your power now. And then when 21 comes, you just say, get it done in 21. Come on, somebody. Well, yes. And so this is the time you want to get a jump start on 21. You want to work on yourself now. You want to have a clear vision of what does the next chapter of your life look like. You want to look at your relationships and ask the questions, who should I count on? And who should I count out? See, everybody don't want to win. Life is like an elevator. Write this down. The higher you go up, you have to stop and let some people off. Everybody don't want it. Why? I don't know. I tried to help my twin brother lose weight and I gained 25 pounds. I'm telling you, no, people have a right to live the life that they choose. You want more. That's just who you are. You want to live your calling. And there are people you meet, the majority, they're satisfied with the job. You are not mentally fit to work for somebody for the rest of your life. They tell you how long your lunch break will be or how much you are worth. You say, no, that's not me, girlfriend. and you're willing to work for it, because nothing happens. Nothing works until you work. Most people don't work. There are two types of people in life: those who work and those who watch them. But there's something about you that's saying, I'm willing to put in the work. And that's major. Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts should be established. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Here's something else. Write this down. When things go wrong, don't go with them. When I flew to Dubai and Abu Dhabi earlier this year, I was smiling from ear to ear when I came back. I stayed in the tallest hotel in the world. They had a room for me that was $23,000 a night. I said, what? Yes, Mr. Brown, we got this for you. It's $23,000 a night. You are paying for this, am I correct? Yes. All right, let there be no mistakes. Oh my God, I couldn't sleep. I'm sitting up like this. Wow. Can I go to the bathroom? Is that extra? I didn't know what to do. Oh my goodness. And the bathroom, that's a whole other presentation. Let me tell you something. Up in here, they got some technology out here, but you don't need to use all of it. At least that's the way I'm feeling. Can you feel it, brother, up in here? So I just walked around looking at it. I said, I can't believe I'm here. Have you had some experiences in your life when you said, I can't believe this is me? Am I dreaming? You got to be dreaming, no. And here's what I'm saying to you. Because of your drive, because of your hunger, and that's what it takes. You got to have a hunger. You can't be casual about your dream. Those who hunger and thirst after righteousness, right thinking, right words, right feelings, right action, right people, they shall be filled. The reason that you said yes to this business, the reason that you're here, the reason that you're watching online from around the world, there's a hunger for a bigger life that you're not willing to settle. You know, greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. You know that you're more than a conqueror. You know, he said, I'll keep thee in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, not on thee and Corona. No, you keep social distancing from people and keep social distancing from the refrigerator. Yes, but don't keep social distancing from your dream. No, go for your dream, baby. Yes. Somebody asked the question, when is it that a man or woman dies? And the answer was, when their dreams die. Then you have no reason to get up in the morning. When you're throwing in the towel on yourself. When you decide that what you're facing is greater than you. No. Robert Schuller said, the tough times never last, but tough people do. You are tougher than anything that you're going through right now. This has not come to stay. It has come to pass. Keep moving. Keep moving. This is your time. Keep reaching. A man's reach is to supersede his grasp for what are the heavens for, according to Socrates. Keep reaching, because this is your time. There are people that need you, that need your voice, that need your story. And when you tell your story of how you, following the system, listening to the leadership, following their example, how you were able to transform your life, that will inspire them. See, a lot of people won't say yes like you because it takes faith. It takes confidence. See, don't let anybody tell you what you can't do because of the odds. The odds don't matter when it comes to something that you know in your heart that you are meant to do. I remember Dexter Yeager said, if the dream is big enough, the odds don't matter. You go for it anyhow. And I didn't care what they said about the odds of my being able to take care of my mother. I decided she was not going into a nursing home. I decided I was going to buy her a home. I decided when I turned 18, she will never pay another bill. Because my mother, she used to get up and go to work and her ankles were swollen from arthritis. She said, oh, Arthur's bothering me. I said, Mama, who's Arthur? She said, you live long enough, son, you'll find out. I'm 75. She was talking about arthritis. I know about Arthur now. Yep. I know Arthur. I said, good morning, Arthur. He said, good morning. This thing called life. It's challenging. But guess what? We're still here. You have favor with God. I have a friend that when I ask him, Orrin Hudson, how you doing, Orrin? He said, it's the best day of my life. And I asked him one day, Orrin, do you have any problems? He said, yes. Anything ever happened to somebody that you love? He said, yes. But as long as I've known you, when I ask you how you're doing, you say, it's the best day of your life. How is that possible? Are you just pumping yourself up? He said, no. He said, let me share something with you. I said, what? He said, if you don't think it's the best day of your life when you wake up in the morning, try missing one. I said, okay, it's the best day of my life. See, if it wasn't, you'll be taking a dirt nap. You'll be in the cemetery. You're still here. You have favor with God. You're God's masterpiece because you're a piece of the master. You're here to do the greater work. There's something that you're supposed to do, something that's your assignment. There are people that need you, families with children that they can't feed, that need your voice of encouragement and inspiration and coaching. People who are being displaced, whose lives have been disrupted by the coronavirus, who need you to provide for them a vehicle, a bridge to cross out of this area where they are right now to the promised land of higher potential. You have been chosen. As much as you've chosen to be here, you were chosen to be here. Yes, that's why you're here. You were chosen. Yes, you're going through some stuff. Yes, things have happened to your loved ones too, and my heart goes out to you. But you were chosen to do the greater work, to help people to live their dreams rather than their fears. You have something special. You have greatness in you. You are here for a reason. I remember this high school teacher said, Mr. Brown, what do you want to do with your life? I said, I want to buy my mother a home. He said, how do you plan to do that? I said, I'd like to be a disc jockey. He said, He said, you got to be hungry. I said, what do you mean by that? He said, people that are hungry believe, always strive to get on top in life because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. People that are hungry are relentless and they're persistent and they're willing to persevere. People that are hungry are unstoppable. They are individuals that know you will fail your way to success. People that are hungry have big dreams. I said, my big dream, sir. I said, I want to buy my mother a home and I'd like to be a disc jockey. I want to be on radio. He said, I tell you what, here's my card. I want you to go to WMBM radio station. Milton Butterball Smith is the program director. He's one of my former students. Tell him I sent you. And so I went to the radio station, WMBM radio station on Miami Beach. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I'd like to be a disc jockey. Young man, you have any journalism in your background? No, sir, I don't. You have any experience in broadcasting at all? I said, no, sir, I don't. But let me audition for you, sir. Let me show you how good I am. He said, no, we don't have any job for you. Whoa, I was shocked with the rejection. Have you ever been rejected? Boy, it's something else. I went back and I said, Mr. Washington. He said, no. He said, don't take it personally. Most people are so negative, they'll say no 7 times before they say yes. He said, you got to be hungry. Go back again. I went back again. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I like to be a disc jockey. He said, weren't you here yesterday? I said, yes, sir. Didn't I tell you no yesterday? I said, yes, sir. He said, then why are you back today? I said, sir, I didn't know whether or not somebody was laid off or somebody was fired, sir. He said, no one was laid off or fired. Now, get on out of here. I came back the next day, talking loud, looking happy, like I was seeing him for the first time. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I like to be a disc jockey. He said, I know what your name is. Weren't you here the last 2 days? I said, yes, sir. Didn't I tell you no the last 2 days? I said, yes, sir. He said, then why are you back today? I said, well, sir, I didn't know whether or not someone got sick or someone died, sir. No one got sick or died. No one was laid off or fired. Now, don't you come back here again. I came back the next day, talking loud, looking happy, like I was seeing him for the first time. Hello, Mr. Butterball, how are you? He looked at me with rage. He said, go get me some coffee. I said, yes, sir. My favorite book says the greatest among you will be your servant. And so I became the errand boy for the disc jockeys. I'd go get their lunch and their dinner, and I would stand in the control room, watching their hands on the control board, knowing my time will come. Write this down. My time will come. This is my time. And write this down. I expect to win. Oh, yes. When I went in the radio station and took them their coffee or their sandwiches, I took my time before they asked me to leave the room. I was studying how they were handling the control board. My mindset was, I expect to win. I expect to be behind that microphone and talking to people. I want you now, as you listen to me, I want you to visualize yourself being on the stage. I want you to hear your name being called before they open their mouths. I want you to see yourself being a diamond, to see yourself being a top performer. And then on the weekends, I would clean the disc jockeys' cars, and they would come out and say, hey, who did this? I did, sir. How much you charge, young boy? Oh, nothing, sir. I just wanted to serve you. I was building relationships. Just wanted to help out. And he said, look here. Donna Ross and the Supremes are coming to town, the Four Tops and the Temptations. Here are my car keys. I want you to pick them up and take them on Miami Beach to the Fontainebleau Hotel. I said, it's my pleasure, sir. I would drive these entertainers all over Miami Beach and the disc jockeys, big long Cadillacs. I didn't have any driver's license, but I was driving like I had some. Oh my goodness. I'm thinking about it. I can't believe it. It's unbelievable. And so one day, it was a Saturday afternoon, and a disc jockey by the name of Rockin' Roger was drinking while he was on the air. Rockin' Roger got so drunk he could not complete the show. It was a Saturday afternoon. And I was the only one there, looking at him through the control room window, walking back and forth, young, ready, and hungry. I was saying, drink, rock, drink. Drink, rock. I'd go and get him some more if it asked me to. And then pretty soon the phone rang. It was the general manager. I said, hello? He said, young boy, this is Mr. Klein. I said, I know. He said, Rock can't finish his program. I said, I know. He said, would you call one of the other DJs to come in? I said, yes, sir. I hung the phone up. I said, now he must be think I'm crazy. I called my mama and my girlfriend, Cassandra. I said, y'all come out on the front porch and turn on the radio. I'm about to come on the air. I waited for about 20 minutes. I called him back. I said, Mr. Klein, I can't find nobody. He said, young boy, do you know how to work the controls? I said, yes, sir. He said, go in there and segue the records, but don't you say nothing here. I said, yes, sir. I hung the phone up. I got old Rock out of the way. I positioned myself. Brand new Stevie Wonder song. It was called Fingertips. I got behind the microphone. I said, look out, this is me, LD Triple P. Les Brown, your platter plant papa. There were none before me and there will be none after me. Therefore, that makes me the one and only. Young and single and love to mingle, certified, bona fide, indubitably qualified to bring you satisfaction and a whole lot of action. Look out, baby, I'm your love man. I was hungry. I was hungry. Shake someone's hand on your right and left and say, you gotta be hungry. Yes. Oh boy, people that are hungry are willing to do the things that they others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. People that are hungry are entrepreneurs. People that are hungry are risk takers. They understand what Viscott meant when he said, if you're not willing to risk, you can't grow. And if you can't grow, you can't become your best. And if you can't become your best, you can't be happy. And if you can't be happy, then what else is there? People that are hungry believe always strive to get on top in life because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. You are here because of the higher calling. You've said, yes, Lord, send me. I am here for you, to serve you. He said, the greatest among you will be your servant. Congratulations for answering the call. We're here because of his grace and mercy. He'll never leave you nor forsake you. This has been Mrs. Mamie Brown's Baby Boy. It's been a plum-pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege. All right, I'm welcoming any questions that you might have.
Wow. My notes are filled.
Thank you so much, Mr. Les Brown, for those wisdom.
Thank you.
Truly appreciate it, and it really struck, the inner soul of ours. Now, so like what Mr. Les Brown said, for questions, guys. So please type in the comment section below. Okay.
Yes, type them down, you guys. And thank you, Mr. Les Brown, for gracing our event with yours, right? And for motivating our Intensity family to be better and to become hungry this year of 2020.
Get hungry. All right. Mr. Les Brown, I have a question for you. Here's my first question. Okay. What is the ultimate purpose of money?
That's a good question.
It's a tool to be used to give you more choices, to give you more options. When my mother was facing challenges and there were certain treatments that insurance would not cover, that I was able to cover. I remember going to Jackson Memorial Hospital and the receptionist, without asking her, hello, how you doing? She just asked, what kind of insurance do you have? And I stepped forward and said, she has Les Brown Unlimited. Give my mother what she needs. I can pay for it. Check, cash, or credit card. Can you feel it, brother?
Wow.
Up in here, up in here.
I feel it to the bone. That's the dream. Oh, and we have another question. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Les Brown. We have another question. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
All right. All right. So, what is your definition of success?
My definition of success is living a life that is you, that's your calling. I mentioned earlier, a job is what you are paid for. Your calling is what you're made for. I was made to speak, to inspire people, to use my example. When I look at being born in poverty, I look back and I realize sometimes when something happens to you, you think it happened to you, but it happened for you. You've been chosen for that. Because everybody, all of us have gone through some stuff. And now how you got on the other side of it will be the survival guide for those who are still struggling with it. And so I've used my story and being born in poverty and how I transitioned out of that. It took me 3 years to earn my first million. And I had no idea that I had the ability to do that. The things you can do that eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor has entered the heart of mankind what God has in store for you when you take a chance on you.
Take a chance on me.
Wow,
Yeah.
thank you.
Wow.
Oh, Mr.
Thank you
Lesman,
so
I have
much.
one more question, last question for the day. So, Mr. Lesman, how do you actually keep growing given that you've achieved so much success?
I listen to motivational messages on a regular basis, and I listen to the young Les Brown too. Like there's a speech I give. If people would Google Les Brown speaking in the Georgia Dome, I don't remember giving that speech. All I remember, I was so frightened, I went to the bathroom 7 times. All I remember, they knocked on the door and said, "You got to come out now." I said, "But I'm scared." I said, Mike Williams has been my mentor. He said, "Brownie, come out." I said, "I gotta pee." He said, "Pee on the stage." So he said, "You're scared?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Come out, make your mother proud." I said, "Don't use my mother on me, Mike. Please don't use my mother." She will be very proud of you. And when I went up the steps, I asked them to pray for me, and they prayed for me. And then he said to me, "You got this, Brownie. You got this." And I came to know, and I want you to write this down. Sometimes you have to believe in somebody's belief in you until your belief kicks in. And when they gave me the microphone, I heard his voice. "You got that. You got this, bro." I turned to face the audience. I just went for it and spoke from my heart. I don't remember seeing him, but after I spoke, I ran off the stage. I went to the bathroom.
Oh my. That is so funny, my God. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Lesbrunner, for answering and entertaining those questions. Well, after that, I am certainly motivated. How about you, Therese?
Indeed, like Link, I can't even explain how heartfelt that was earlier. And the one of a kind, Mr. Les Brown, speaking before us in intensity, ranks as the highlight of our organization, isn't it, Link?
Yes, that's correct, Therese. Now, thinking big is a key idea that drives intensity, and it's due in large part to our mentors.
Indeed,
Yes,
and
indeed.
he is here. By the way, he is here to give thanks to Mr. Les Brown. Let's all welcome our very own mentor, Caleb and Bao.
Hello,
mentor.
the great one.
Hello, Mr. Les Brown. Your
How are you?
energy. I'm doing really great. I'm doing really great, and I'm so happy This is really one of the blessings COVID has actually brought us. It has made our dream come true of really being able to listen to you live. Your positivity and your energy is really very contagious, and it's like uh, I remember the first time I really heard from you. That was way back 2009. You were invited by USANA during the international convention way back 2008. And when I saw someone posted about you on Facebook, that's when I first heard your story, and I looked you up on the internet. I looked you up on YouTube, and I listened to the videos that you have in YouTube, and that really created that passion and dream and desire in me that I really wanted to become like you.
Wow.
So I really had that desire. I really wanted to become like this person, inspiring people and being able to really change people's lives. And you know what I did? Since then, I downloaded your video on my computer, and I downloaded it also in my cell phone. And I was really listening to it literally every single day during my commute from my home going to our office here in the Philippines. The commute was about an hour and a half. I would always really listen to you repeatedly because my goal during that time was to memorize memorize everything that you were saying during in that video, because I told myself if I'll just be able to copy everything that you say, and I'll just speak in front of the stage someday and say everything that you were saying, I know people will also be inspired too. And I really took down notes word for word of the things that you were saying. We actually had our first meet and greet now, and I was able to share to you my notes. And that was what I was really doing before. Everything that I really needed to hear was mentioned. You mentioned you were able to really, you know, hit everything that I needed to hear. And there's one thing that there's a lot of quotes that I memorized from your video, and one of the things that I love there is when you said that look at the man the way that he is, and he only becomes worse. But if you
But
look
look
at
at
the
him
man
what he could
the
be,
way
he
that
becomes,
he
he
could
should
be,
be.
yes, he will end up what he should be. And that's where I realized that words are really powerful, and it's really such a very powerful reminder to all of us, no? The last line that you mentioned, sometimes you have to believe somebody who believes in you until your belief kicks in, right? So I'm really so honored, and I'm really so thankful for your life. And it is you who said that people who actively pursues their goal, if you actively pursue your goal, it could actually extend your life. And no wonder why I know God will really give you a long life, because you have a purpose to fulfill. More people, more lives will continuously be changed through you. And I thank you for you not giving up on your dreams, because of that, a lot of lives are being transformed and changed today. So, again, we thank God for your life. And this is one of our gifts for you. So, we know how much you love Sanoviv, because that's the medical facility of Dr. Myron Wentz.
Yes, I've
So,
been there
it
before when
will,
I was
we
first
will
diagnosed with cancer. Yes.
and we will set it as a goal in our team for the mentors to for us to be able to also experience what you have experienced, and we will bring you with us there.
Wow.
So
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank
So we're
you.
looking forward to seeing you and spending time with you as we relax also. And of course, not just relax, it will be probably a week or two of relaxation, and I believe learning and inspiration. So again, we pray for good health for you and long life, Mr. Les Brown. We thank you, we love you from the bottom of our hearts, and we pray for God to continuously bless you more.
Thank you
Yes.
so much. But I can't wait to get there. I've been to Sanofi. It is heaven on earth. Let the record show. Thank you so much. Well, thank you. God bless you. And thank you for allowing me to serve you, Caleb. It is my honor and pleasure to do so. Bye
The
for
honor.
now.
Bye, Mr. Les Brown.
Yes.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye, Teresa.
Bye.
Bye.
I love this platform. I got
That
to
is-
call you guys. I love what you're using here. I love this platform.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much for gracing us with your service. We really, really do adore you.